What's up, everybody? This is Dagobah Days and Mr. Scott Blyne just having a nice fireside chat. It's the happy holidays time, so we'd like to just get on the air and just kind of just chat about figures, chat about movies, Mandalorian, whatever comes to mind. So this is a very nonchalant conversation. So yeah, welcome.
Well, hello. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be back. I'm gonna try not to do all the little the hiccups and the gotchas that happened in the last one, but we'll see how it goes, man.
I think that was all my fault, man. I feel like as a podcast host, like there are so many nuances that you realize that you do. Like I guess phrases that I really didn't like when I first started editing my podcast because I'm not going to edit this one. I'm just going to just post it, like not even stress. Just as if it sucks, it sucks. So
Well, I tell you, if you ever want to figure out like what you say a lot of, have kids, because my oldest daughter, she's 7, and we got the Switch. Just finally got a Nintendo Switch. I've been
mhm.
holding out, and I figure she's old enough to play this, so she's playing like Mario Kart, like that Super Mario Kart. Loves the game. She loves the game, but she's 7, so she's like learning like the nuances to like how to race and whatever. And I just hear her all the time going, "Seriously? Serious?" And I'm just like, that's completely ridiculous. And then I'm talking to my wife a few minutes later. I'm like, "Seriously, honey?" And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, okay."
That's where she got it.
Well, my youngest, my 2-year-old too. She does the same thing. She did that the other day. She just like went, "Seriously?" Which is like super cute, but you realize that they're picking it up from somewhere, and it's not like from TV. It's they're picking these things up from you, which also makes you like very hesitant and cautious about other things that you can kind of blurt out when you're
Yep.
not very happy. Um, but yeah, it's so that's kind of like having like your own little mini podcast kind of thrown back at you, and you go, okay, well maybe I do have my little mannerisms and little sayings that I'm constantly
Yeah.
there.
So like my brother started a podcast and he started doing the same phrase and it started freaking me out. I'm like, I think it was maybe nervousness or just like anxiety or something that kind of inspired me to say it. Okay, so the things that I would say was, I would start out
Oh,
a phrase with, and then I would finish the sentence. And I went back and edited out countless, over 100, in just our podcast. Like
I'm
for that I said, like that was from me. So I would say like, you know, then I would finish my sentence with stuff that doesn't even like need the context of the phrase
I'm totally gonna freak out now because now I'm thinking of like and seriously. So I'm wondering how many times I'm either going to pause, I'm going to say that within this podcast. And for all the listeners out there, I challenge you to count these up and then throw them back in our face.
If
Uh,
someone's bored enough to make a counter, that'd be hilarious.
oh my gosh. Like my ums and the seriouslys, I think would probably run into the hundreds. I'm hoping not, but I make no promises on this one.
That's so funny, dude. Yeah, it's been a blast, man, doing this podcast and just getting the feedback from everybody, and I'm super grateful. So thank you guys for listening, coming on and supporting it, and it's
Oh,
been great.
I just want to say, like, I've seen, being there from the beginning and like listening to you when you started with Spencer and kind of moving along. Not only is the quality, and I don't mean that like they weren't good to begin with. I just mean like your ability to kind of draw the most out of each of your guests is really grown, and it's the podcast itself is just getting better and better. And I think as a host, that is almost has a ton to do with you, obviously. But no, I just think it's a really good, and it's been fantastic. Like just learning about like everyone else in the community, and like you said with feedback, every once in a while, like from the episode that we recorded, just a few people would be like, "Hey, man, that really, like you said something that really kind of spoke to me," and I'm like, "Oh, that's fantastic," and or I felt the same way about something, and um, No, I just think it's like it's pretty awesome, man. So
Thank you, man.
once
I
again, I
want
just want to say thank you for starting this up, and you're doing an incredible job, bud.
Thank you, man. That really means a lot to me. And I know you're not just blowing smoke up my butt because you will tell me if you hate something. So I
Oh
appreciate
no,
that.
no, I have no qualms about like using my display.
But yeah, it's really humbling, man, because it's like when you make something and it's your baby and you create something, you want people to enjoy it, but also you want it to be good enough that someone that doesn't know you can enjoy it and not have like that reference of like, oh, I know him or I know them, so therefore I'm going to enjoy it more because I know them. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like
No, absolutely, yeah.
you want to make content that's like enjoyable for just a passerby listener. And so I've gotten a lot of people message and just reach out. And man, I'm just super grateful. I'm grateful people enjoy it, and I want it to get better and better, and eventually move on to different platforms. And got big plans, man. I want it to continue to grow.
So
So,
I guess I got a question now that I've got you on a live audience. Have you
uh
ever
oh,
thought
uh
about
oh,
doing this? Now I know like Matt does this with Fly Guy toys and all that, where they're doing like the video. Have you ever thought about kind of moving into that direction where
yeah,
especially like with like I don't know if like other people would be comfortable kind of being online and being visible to the community. But like when we're doing these particular episodes, when we're just doing kind of like a fireside chat or a little roundtable, when we're discussing things, we're discussing shots or figures, I think it'd be kind of cool. Like Star Wars Time Show, they have like the video element to it. I think they do, right? I know
they
they do
do.
the
Yeah,
podcast.
they do.
They had the
Yeah,
video element too. Um, I just think that'd be kind of interesting and kind of cool to kind of run with.
I do. I want to do that. I want to be able to utilize like a space where kind of like traditional podcasters they create a space and be able to, whether it's bring the people in who are being interviewed and have them face to face, or be able to do it through a Skype kind of format. Yeah, but definitely I want to include video. The reason why I'm waiting is really because of the YouTube fiasco. I'm so like, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, and I've heard
Right.
so many different things. And so I created the Toy Photographers or Toy Photocast account on YouTube, and I was going to start posting the interviews and everything. But yeah, I want to do that. I'm just waiting to kind of see what happens with all of that nonsense. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
but I'm not in a hurry. I know it's gonna grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I like trying to build things uh, slow and steady because otherwise I get really overwhelmed.
No, oh no, absolutely, absolutely. And plus, I mean, you're busy enough, so
Yeah. But yeah, I just got back from Illinois. Had a great Christmas.
oh,
We
very nice.
spent time with I have four brothers. I got all of them are all over the country. So one is in Florida. He's going to Full Sail University. Got a 4.0 GPA. Just a genius kid who's
Now,
starting to make video games.
oh, that Full Sail, that's the one where they basically gear it towards I guess like the visual arts and
Mhm.
whatnot. And I guess and when I say visual arts, I'm thinking
Media and all that stuff.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah, media.
He's really focused on video game development, and dude, the kid's 19 years old. He's already created his own video game that's like generating income for him. So
Whoa, like how did he? What platform?
I think Roblox is the platform.
Okay.
Roblox. He created this in the high school, created it, and he's already, yeah, he's going places. It's gonna be great. I'm excited for him. Then I also have another brother who's like has the ability to become like a pro golfer. Like he has like the skill and like he plays a lot. He actually got kicked off his college team, which is another story. But he's really good at golf, but he's kind
I'm
of
not
trying to
laughing because he got kicked off, but I'm just laughing at the way the way you kind of
the way I worded that story.
worded
Yeah.
that push that to the side.
He's conflicted because he doesn't really know what he wants to do, and his grandfather, my grandfather, all of us, our grandfather is a like legend in the golf community. So he's like He's known in the golf community as golf's Ironman. He's done countless Guinness. He's beaten countless records, world records. He's gotten like
What?
4 Guinness World Records under his belt.
How you never told me this before? I've known you
He's
for
also
years now. You've never told me about your
he's
granddad.
I know, dude. He's also a retired broadcaster for CNN. He was the first CNN host like to ever do a live broadcast.
What?
Yeah, like he's like a legend. And then he was a pastor for like 25 years. Yeah, he's just done so much stuff, dude. Anyway, so he was like he was telling him, he's like telling my brother, he's like, you know, you have the genes to be a great golfer, but you don't have the passion. He doesn't have the drive. He's not out there practicing every day. So he just, you know, you can have all the genetics and all the makeup to do it, but if you don't care about it, it's like, it doesn't matter.
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely.
Like I have a great swing. Like I'm just not even like tooting my own horn right now. Like I have a natural golf swing, but I could care less about golf. Don't even care. Maybe one day, maybe when I'm old and I'm just like,
yeah, you gotta get older and then have a bad back, and then you can and then use the back as an excuse why your game isn't going anywhere.
I'm so impatient when it comes to like gaming, like whether it's like football or soccer or whatever it is. Like I can't sit down and like watch a game. I can't do it. Like I can't watch baseball. I can't watch football. Like unless I'm actually like, I don't know, unless I'm participating or like, I just can't do it. I don't have the patience for it.
Yeah. Well,
I've already thought ahead like 15 steps of what's going to happen. I normally can predict it. Like my grandfather was really good at this, and people would actually place bets. The same guy that's like the Guinness World Record dude. People would place bets on his predictions for games, and he would 9 out of 10 times get it right. And they started like actually he became kind of well known in the sports community for like people betting on his predictions. But it's crazy.
Well, that's perfect, man. Making money off of someone else. That's it.
Yeah, that's what they would do. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. I'll finish my long spiel. I got sidetracked. But so my third brother is also doing a podcast. He works in Huntsville. He works at the Space and Rocket Center. He is a youngster. He just got married. He's like 21 years old. 22. Wow. No, I'm sorry, 23. Sorry, he's 23. He is just a super passionate dude about space camp. Like he leads thousands of kids every week, you know, in space camp stuff, and he's super proficient at it and top of his field, and he's moving up.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, he's a really cool kid. And then my other brother, it's so funny. The title that he holds, you're going to laugh. He's the head of world security at this company.
I'm not even sure what that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, I don't either. So like he does is he like
works out. Was that already taken?
I mean, I call like whenever he described it to me, I thought he was like James Bond or something. Like I thought he was like working at MI6, like just like solving like the world's problems and like sending out all sorts of operatives. Like all he really does is answer phone calls and just kind of put out fires like around the world on this hotline. Like just two guys sitting in a desk.
I was like really confused where that security thing was going to.
It's for this company that's like it's a worldwide company, and they have like, you know, they have places all over the world, and so he has to just answer phone calls and just redirect all kinds of stuff. So
now,
he's
like, what's that? Is English only, or does he have to know like multiple languages? Like, I mean, if you're dealing with like customers throughout the world,
that's a good question. I don't know. He doesn't know more than one language, that's for sure. He only knows English, so I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but I guess they have either a translator or he's able to figure it out.
Like, I'm thinking of like one of those movies like where they were in the UN, and maybe it was like Avengers or something, where where somebody was talking and they just had like this odd everyone it was like translated. Oh, you know what it was? No, I'm sorry, I'm such an idiot. It was like I think it was like either the Phantom Menace or Clone Wars where they were in the Senate and like someone was talking and like everybody had it in their language kind of broadcast to them.
I think they have those auto dictate whatever they are, the translators, and it
Okay.
sounds like you're
Okay.
listening to a robot. Like whenever you're speaking into it, it's kind of like you know how you can record your with iPhone or Siri or Google whatever, and then it auto writes it out. I think it does that for dictation too.
We'll see. Like found out all about your family.
Yeah. So tell me about your family.
Well, not a lot, not nearly as interesting, I guess, in one regard. I don't have that many siblings. I have a sister who lives over in Indiana. She has two daughters, one of whom is in college, the other in high school. I guess the youngest of her daughters, my niece, is just joined or just started, like I guess, playing on her high school basketball team, so she's pretty excited about that. So, but I mean, like that's where my family is from, like Indiana. Mom
Nice.
and dad were. My mom still lives over there. Um, my dad, they moved over here like well before I was born, well before I was born, back in like the '70s, and then living, now living over here in West Virginia. So like, but like, my wife's family, they all live close by. So like, that's how we spent Christmas. We went over to my wife's parents' house. Um, like had,
Did you eat a bunch of food?
oh, dude. Um, it, it was, I always kind of go overboard on Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's just kind of like my time to, to feed, I guess.
Let
Um,
loose.
Yeah, well, it's like I feed without like, any shame. So like for like the start of the day, I made like these or I kind of prepped them, but I made like these homemade cinnamon rolls. I mean, they're huge. They're like these Cinnabon clone recipe things. So it's just these huge cinnamon rolls. So the kids, are opening up their gifts, going crazy. Right after that, I'm making these cinnamon rolls. I made a dozen and I'm pretty sure I ate half of those. Um,
Nice.
it was nuts. Yeah, like it actually caused me to just go like reevaluate my diet afterwards. I was, I was like, this has kind of gone too far. I really need to like take a sugar detox and not like eat anything that has carbs in it. Uh,
Yeah.
oh, and I'm still, I mean, and because it's funny, like people like they tell you like like um what is it, keto and all that stuff, like you get the keto flu and all that. I have so much sugar still in my system from Christmas. I'm pretty sure I could not have a single carb for like a month straight and feel perfectly fine. It was insane, but no, it was good. It was good. We had a good dinner, and it was fun spending time with the family. So yeah, like I said, it's not terribly excited. Although I tell you what, we did like I can't believe I'm burying this. We had a few kind of crazy events kind of happen that made the national media, which is kind of rare for like my town.
What?
Yeah, like one like over the weekend. My brother-in-law actually works at Harper's Ferry National Park. I don't know, how many of the listeners. I'm assuming many of the listeners have had a Civil War class, American Civil War class. Um, and Harper's Ferry, John Brown's raid. We've had Stonewall Jackson. Lee come through there. But anyway, there was like a train that derailed there into I think the Potomac over the weekend, which is pretty crazy. You don't see that every day. So that actually made like, CNN, Fox News and all that. Well, it probably made CNN if CNN actually reported anything other than, Trump. But I know I saw a link, a buddy of mine from work sent me one from Fox News. So I know it at least made, Fox News.
Right.
And then like, what was it? Was it Monday? It was either Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday. Um, we had, I guess there was like a chemical leak, like a chlorine sort of gas leak down the road where they were evacuating people. Like about a half a mile. Well, the evacuation area was about a half mile from the point of the gas leak, gas spill. I mean, it was a spill, liquid spill, turned into hazardous gas, whatnot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, we weren't affected. We were lucky to not be affected. But I mean, this is like the time of year. People were doing last minute Christmas shopping, and uh, luckily the kids were out of school. Like my daughter's school was just down the road, so luckily they didn't have to evacuate in the middle of that, and we didn't have to go pick her up and her being exposed to anything like that. So that was pretty crazy. So that happened within like a few days of one another. Luckily, no one was hurt. Even the workers who were there, like when it initially happened, I guess they were kind of treated on site, and everything seemed, mild irritation, I guess is kind of, I believe how they kind of described that. So no one was seriously hurt. No one got ill. But that was kind of a crazy time. A lot of people were kind of evacuated from their homes and had to spend the night. If they didn't have alternate housing or alternate accommodations, they had to spend the night in like a school. Like they were kind of shuttling people to various schools that were closed. Cafeteria, the cafeteria workers were, providing, hot food and whatnot to the people there. So it was kind of a crazy time. But luckily they worked overnight. They got everything taken care of, and people were able to get back to their homes by Tuesday. But that also made Monday pretty rough, especially like when people were getting ready for Christmas, and like I said, you're trying to do like last minute shopping, or you're trying to go to the grocery store, get whatever for like dinners. It was kind of a harrowing time, I guess, for them.
Man, that's like not enjoyable at all.
No, not absolutely not.
Well, I know that you saw Star Wars
I did.
recently, right?
Yeah.
You saw Star Wars, and I wanted to chat about this before because it's on my mind and it's fresh. And I saw Star Wars opening night, and then I saw it again like 2 days ago. So let's just get like some non-spoiler, because I'm sure there's. I guess we technically are in the safe zone, but I just don't want to give spoilers.
Okay.
But let's give some non-spoilery thoughts about Star Wars. What did you think about the movie?
Well, I texted you. I remember I texted you. I saw it this like a week ago, last Saturday morning. And I remember, I texted you right afterwards, and I said that this movie is completely ridiculous, thoroughly enjoyable. Um, I know a lot of people, there's a lot of hate out there. People don't like it, and it's kind of. I saw some listing like the movies ranked,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure like whatever I saw it ranked, it was like the Phantom Menace was 9, and then this one was 8, which I thought was a little harsh. I wasn't. I thought I don't see. I don't want to give away too much
Yeah.
because I haven't seen it a second time, and I don't. I kind of want to be spoiler free, but my biggest complaint with it, my biggest complaint is that the plot seems like it was completely lifted from a video game.
Really?
Yes, it just drove me nuts. Like I'm watching this, I'm like, why are they going through all these side quests? It's always like,
Mm.
well, we have to go do this to progress. It's like, no, you don't. It happened like within the Last Jedi too, with like the whole Canto Bright nonsense. But this was like just, it's kind of like the whole plot was like, well, we can't do this unless we have. Can I say like what?
Well, do you want to just get into spoiler territory? So let's just give a warning. So, like, if you don't want to hear anything from this movie or this, don't want to get spoiled, so just skip ahead like 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, so
There you go.
like like the whole finding of the Wayfinder was I thought that was kind of silly, and like like the whole point of like, C3PO, his like knowing the Sith language but not being able to use it, and then
Against his
like having his
protocol,
memory
his
wiped.
programming. Yeah.
Yeah, and then having it right back. Like none of this really made all that much sense. And like so they're like in like with the knife thing, and then they're like, I was just like, all right, none of this, it's like it's not really working for me. Um don't get me wrong, like I'm gonna rewatch it. I enjoyed it. I liked it better than The Last Jedi. That's, I know a lot of people actually, they like that one more, but whatever. I'm each his own. Um, but like that was kind of like my big issue, is like the whole video game type plot, and also like, and saying this is coming from someone who loves toys, toy photography. I love it, absolutely love it. But a lot of these characters, honestly, man, it's like, what was the point of that person?
Mm.
Like,
Hmm.
what? Like, and I haven't read the comic book, and I hate to say this. I don't want to say this about like the Knights of Red, but man, like just seeing the images of all the figures, like I was so jazzed about the figure arts, Knights of Ren. They look so incredible. And
Hmm.
you see them and they're all menacing and they look really cool. And that's really all they do. They look menacing and they look cool, and it kind of fizzles out. Um
So
I
what they're doing with that, and I know this is not a satisfying answer for a lot of people, but it is for me. But they're doing it's like a side comic book to kind of like show like how Kylo Ren became Kylo Ren. They're doing it with the Marvel. Can't remember the actual name of it. I think it's just called Kylo Ren. And they're kind of giving more backstory, in which they love to do that stuff because it's hard to be able to fit all that kind of juicy details into the main uh, standalone movies. So there will be more content for that if you're
no,
interested.
well, I absolutely am interested. And like, and I because I will say, like, because like I wasn't a big fan of the prequels. I mean, a lot of people weren't.
Yeah.
Or I mean, Revenge of the Sith was incredible. Actually, I do. I find it pretty incredible. I like that movie, but like Clone Wars, Phantom Menace, not really happy. The storyline was confusing. Blah blah blah. But the cartoon itself, the Clone Wars cartoon, really helps go back and like rewatch those. So I have no problem with like extra content and outside content, like explaining a story and kind of providing more detail, more information.
Hmm.
My whole problem with it is that if you're, especially like these companies, you're putting these figures out there, you're saying, and I know it sounds so dumb, like to kind of frame it that way, but you're basically, it used to be like you would have like figures that would be characters that were somewhat interesting to the plot, and none of like there, it's like you like look at them and they're like, what, I don't understand like why I should go and spend my money on these and this is like a gripe. This is, I know this is kind of going off on the rail, especially like it's extraneous to the movie, but like why should I go spend like 60 $70 or whatever it is per figure, especially for figure arts? I mean, I know they look cool, but what was the point? Like why would I even bother?
Yeah.
um so I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't
A lot
know.
of these
I don't have an answer for that.
characters, a lot of these characters were just, it seems like they were just thrown into like, either sell toys. Um,
Well, I mean, if you want to make that argument, that's totally valid. That's what they're doing. Like it is Star Wars ever since Return of the Jedi. Like whenever Lucas is like, that's what the whole point of the Ewoks was for, was
oh,
to sell
well,
toys.
dude, don't
Like,
even get me started on the Ewok. Although I've softened and like as I've gotten older, I've never been a big fan of the Ewoks. Every time I like watch Return of the Jedi, I'm like no, like I mean, you look at that plot line and you're just like, there is no way these little teddy bears are taking down the Empire.
oh, dude, they're vicious.
I mean, they're not that vicious. They're not that vicious. They're not taking them out with like tree stumps and like hard monster bones. I mean, it's just not happening.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
fantasy. It's
yeah,
totally fantasy.
whatever. Like I said, I've kind of loved him as a little kid. I've gotten more nostalgic and wistful. Like when the Ewoks came, like I said, we're still in spoiler territory here, so apologies to everybody. But well, like when like the Ewoks show up and like Rise of Skywalker, I got a little misty. I mean, it kind of harkened back to like the old days,
Yeah.
like when. But like what? It's like so it's fine. I get why they're doing it, but I mean, from a collector standpoint and someone who actually likes these figures and wants to take pictures of them, I'm pretty sure I'm going to kind of cancel my pre-orders for like a lot of the like the Knights of Ren and the Zora and all that. I just don't care. I like
Yeah.
they look really cool, and like that's really all there is, because I there's just no story there for me. I'm like, what am I going to do with them other than like take one random picture and then hope for the best? So that's my gripe. I don't want to kind of go into like too many more angry details, because like I said, I enjoyed it, but I can like nitpick this thing, and I don't want to do that.
So
I
I
feel
okay,
like
so let
people
me
do
let
that.
me let me just give my 2 cents before we go move on. So my 2 cents, I think I've realized myself like how I view movies now, and I'm coming to like a realization of how I watch movies is like I don't yeah, I love the details. I love like the nitty-gritty, breakdowns of every single scene. But I realized that I watch movies for more like I take away themes more than I do actual like plot lines. And yeah, of course, there's stuff in Rise of Skywalker that really didn't need to be in there. There's stuff that's like didn't make sense, and there's stuff that's like if you really dig really deep, it's probably there's a couple plot holes, but um I think for me, like the big takeaway and like which I was so happy that we got to see the redemption of Ben Solo. I was really happy about that. I wanted Kylo Ren to have a redemptive arc from the beginning. I loved Kylo Ren ever since. I don't even know why I loved Kylo Ren. Ever since the beginning of Force Awakens, I really enjoyed that character, and then I really enjoyed seeing. If you look at it from the aspect of like the Force, how the Force is always in this kind of tandem of bouncing back and like the light and the dark, and seeing how Rey was able to kind of marry the two at the end, it was very beautiful. I was very happy with the way that JJ did that. Um, I think for me, was it a perfect movie? No, but for the emotion that it brought out of me, like I'd give it like a 9.5 out of 10. I was like super happy with the way that it ended the saga. I'm glad Palpatine came back and was super OP. Like he was so overpowered, it was ridiculous. Like at that one point, he shot his hands up into the sky and just like almost took out the entire Resistance fleet. I was like, this is perfect. Like,
Well, that was cool. No, that was cool, and like I
yeah,
love, I just absolutely loved it when like Kylo was talking to Han, and they mirrored that whole scene from
yes,
Force Awakens.
I love
And
that.
oh man, I mean that kind
I
of
got
hit me
misty
too.
at that. I got
Yeah.
misty at that one. And I also, okay, last thing about spoilers. Okay, so the scene when Rey, we think that she killed Chewie, I almost lost it. Like I almost stood up in the theater and started like screaming
No,
because
well,
I was like, they did not just kill Chewie that way. I was so mad.
no, like I told, like it was funny. Like I was sitting beside my wife. My wife and I were watching it, and I was like, if that's, I had two stipulations. These are my two stipulations. That I was like, if they off Chewie or they off Lando, I'm done. I'm done. No more movies. And then I qualified. I was like, I will watch The Mandalorian. That's okay. But I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done with Star Wars after this, because you are not off in like Lando or Chewie. Those are that's all I have left. Please don't do it. And they did. But you know what? I thought the Han Leia scene, or not the Han Leia, the Han Kylo scene, how they handled Leia was really well done. I
Yeah, they
enjoyed.
did.
I'm glad they brought Maz back, and like Maz was kind of a, I don't know, she just like her as kind of the watcher. They kind of bring that back full circle where she introduces Rey to the Force, and
Mm,
she's there at the end with like Leia. I thought that was like really cool. Visually, I thought it was really cool.
gorgeous. Yeah.
What was I forget the name of the place where they had like the snow troopers and all the snow, but I loved that. That just had this very Lord of the Rings
Oh,
type feel.
Kajimi.
Genie, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like really cool. Just like the different locales. I mean, I'm not sure that there was like a terrain or an environment that they didn't, revisit in this one. There was, I mean, you had like the icy, wintry scene, the desert, you had the jungle. So there was a lot going on. But that was, and like I said, you made a good point. I mean, I could sit here and nitpick this thing, or we could nitpick this thing, and I mean, what fun is that? I mean, people are
I
going to do
know.
that. There probably are already 1,000 videos on YouTube about why they hate it, like why this isn't any
Imagine
good.
being J.J. Abrams and trying to please everyone. He said it
Can't.
in an interview, knowing going in, there's no way we can please everybody. There's no way. There's just no way you can please everyone. And I wasn't a Last Jedi hater like as much as you were. So a lot of people that watched The Last Jedi and hated The Last Jedi, I feel like enjoyed this movie. But I wasn't a Last Jedi hater and I still enjoyed this movie. So I there was some elements that I felt like I wouldn't really call them a retcon, but he did kind of like redeem some of those things Luke did, like whenever he caught the saber and he made the comments like, a Jedi's lightsaber should be treated with more respect,
Yeah.
which I thought was a cool comment because I mean he was being ridiculous in Last Jedi when he threw this lightsaber over his shoulder and um but yeah, like I think it was an impossible task to be able to please everyone, and I think with what we got in this movie, it was so good. Like you could tell like I watch a lot of the behind the scenes stuff and interviews with the cast and JJ, and he was so nervous to be able to like put this thing out there. He's like, I'm terrified. Like I
Well,
know
I
people are
mean,
gonna hate it and people are
well,
gonna love it. So
what was it like the last movie, The Last Jedi, when like I mean, people were just attacking the actors and just,
I know.
I mean, just really like so much venom directed towards not like I work with a lot of people that are like, I'm not going. Disney has ruined Star Wars, or this is just
Right.
a cash grab. I hated Solo, blah blah blah, or I'm not going till Kathleen Kennedy's out of there, whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna go. I want to see the end of this.
Yep.
Um, I'm glad I did. I still, like I said, like I think my comment stands is that it was completely ridiculous. There's so much stuff in there that I'm just sitting there going, come on. But then, like the other part of me, that I'm just like I enjoyed this. I mean, it has its problems, of course, but I'm not going to sit there. I mean, I could do that with like even like the original trilogy. I could look there and go, that's silly. Come on. But what fun is that? I mean, if you're going into a movie, and I mean, I get that you love Star Wars, or you say you love Star Wars, and if you love Star Wars, why just kind of hate everything that comes out unless it has anything to do with Boba Fett? Boba Fett is not the only reason Star Wars was cool, everyone.
I think
Um,
if you look at Star Wars through the lens of like a 7 to 10 year old kid and you just turn off your, adult brain, you just can enjoy this so much because it really was meant for kids.
well, no, and like I love it. I just love that they kind of introduced, and like especially like this whole trilogy. I know people kind of complain Disney, blah 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 blah, but I'm glad we have it. I'm glad we got to watch it. I've enjoyed it for the most part. I'll give The Last Jedi another chance. It took me a few years to even circle back to Clone Wars. Still not there with Phantom Menace. Although I had the poster as a kid with Anakin walking and Darth Vader's shadow on the
Mm.
on the hut. So I bought in at one time, but I kind of soured. Anyway, I digress. I don't want to spend too much time from being like uh, all kind of complaints or making qualifying statements on things. But um, yeah, I'm definitely going to go rewatch. Gotta
It was
fill.
just as enjoyable the second time for me. Like I enjoyed it just as much, and I was kind of wondering like, was it just like the hype, like that I enjoyed it, and then I watched it a second time, and I was like, no, I really enjoyed this, and my wife actually, she is in love with Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, so she really had a hard time with him dying at the end, so it was
Okay, so
interesting.
so I have to ask,
Okay, go ahead.
as you really like, I did like, Adam Driver or Kylo Ren's story. I thought the Phantom or the Last Jedi, that movie was all about him. I thought that was pretty fantastic. That was the most that he was the one I was most excited about in that movie in the Last
Hmm.
Jedi. But anyway, so another spoiler. You guys are just gonna have to keep skipping. I apologize. So were you there? Did you feel an emotional connection with Ray and Kylo, kind of like kissing there at the end? Because like I'm gonna be honest, like people like everywhere where I was, like the whole kind of theater just kind of groaned when that
Really?
happened. Yeah, they were like, oh, like somehow like
What?
people weren't buying it, and like I knew it was coming. I knew that this was.
There are
I
some
mean, because they've
salty
been building
fans,
it
man.
up for like 3 movies.
There were
That
some salty fans, man. No,
people were
my theater
happy.
loved it. My theater was like about to like bursting into clapping.
Oh, okay, yeah, they weren't there in the one I was where I was. So,
You need to watch it in the South, man, where people enjoy movies.
well, this was in Winchester, so I mean, this is like technically the South.
Enjoy movies over here. I'm just kidding. I'm
Yeah,
messing.
apparently, they don't like movies in Virginia.
No, I know. I know. I did enjoy that little connection they had, and it was totally romantic. I think J.J. Abrams came out and was like, no, that wasn't really a romantic kiss. It was more like their friendship. I was like, that okay, friends don't kiss like that. That was not a friendship kiss.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never kissed a friend like that. It's
No, me
just
neither.
yeah. We've never had that. I've never had that conversation with a friend going, "Hey,
Even in Europe, they don't kiss friends like that. So I mean,
it's
that
usually a cheek." I mean, that's kind of how friends do it.
I thought it was great. I mean, I kind of saw it coming. You know, my wife is like team Reylo forever. Like she wants them to like she wants Ben Solo to have survived and like for them to have kids and stuff. And she wants that storyline. But
Well, I
I'm
mean,
satisfied though. I really am satisfied with his passing and kind of like her. I guess it was interesting like learning that they were a dyad in the Force, which is a really cool concept. That the power that they held together was
well,
so
no,
strong.
that was really cool. I
Yeah.
really liked that. But it's funny. I was like kind of talking to my wife afterwards, and I was like, "Well, there's no way he could survive, or like both of them could survive."
Yeah.
I mean, we've kind of had like over the years, like them established that like when the Force needs to, it will make something happen or whatever to kind of bring balance. Um, I mean, just having like a Skywalker and kind of Palpatine, two people that are that powerful, kind of join up. I mean, my gosh, what's that kind of union going to produce?
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't want to get into the Palpatine aspect.
He looked dead in this movie, man. He
That
didn't even look alive.
that's one thing I kind of I haven't done any research. I haven't gone out and like looked because honestly, it's like whenever you start going down like trying to do like a theory sort of deal, you kind of get poisoned by people's opinions, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to like watch videos and people bash this movie because I knew that was coming, especially like the way the news was portraying it days leading up, where they were talking about like Rotten Tomatoes and like how the scores, and I'm like, I don't want to hear it, blah 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 blah. But um, I don't know. It's just like I don't know the theories. Like where I think
Well,
I
it's
kind
not
of
a theory. He said in one point of the movie, he said, "I've died before," and like, so he alludes to the fact that like he's had to like come back from the dead.
So was he dead? I guess what I'm getting at, was he dead and that was his force ghost?
No, it wasn't his
That's what
Force
somebody
ghost. It
see. I didn't
was
think so, but that's what like somebody was like. I like a friend of mine was kind of mentioning. And I'm like, what? I didn't see that, but
Remember what he said when he said like the dark side of the force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. He said that
Right, right.
famous quote, and then Kylo, he was basically trying to like get Kylo to uh, take on the Sith fleet. So, but what he said in the movie was that I am all the Sith, and so like it was kind of like all of the Sith from that point forward, like from all the previous generations of Sith, he like, I guess was a inhabitants of all of the dark side energy of the Force. Like he was basically the persona of the dark, and so we can kind of look at it. This is how I look at it. Is this kind of like he was the host of the dark side? Like yes, of course he somehow survived. Somehow his intelligence and his personality survived, but he was the dark side.
So then that makes Rey, when she starts hearing all the voices, kind of like
She becomes
the
the light
embodiment
side
of
of
the
the
light.
force. Yeah,
And
she
so then
becomes
you
the
have the
embodiment.
Palpatine kind of containing both the light and the dark.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's much more satisfying of an answer than the one where it was, a force ghost making a corpse's lips move. That
Yeah.
to me, I was just like, well, that sounds silly, but I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the way it was supposed to be read. I don't know, but
It's the way of like the force using the, I guess, the embodiment of evil to kind of cancel itself out. So like whenever Ray, I think Ray actually did die in this movie, and like whenever she got sucked all the life out of her, and it looked like she basically died. And then remember when Finn like freaked out and he could feel it because
yes.
that was the thing because he was forced. You could tell he was force sensitive in this movie. He freaked out, and then she I guess the force didn't want her to move on, and so she was still alive, and so she reaches out to all the Jedi, and she that was one of my favorite moments when she heard, the voice of Anakin, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Mace Windu, Ahsoka, all of those Jedi.
Now, see,
And
somebody said, I think it was Jason B. Michael, as a matter of fact. I was kind of chatting with him over about it, and he was saying that I guess like Kanan was in there. See, I didn't catch like
there
all
was like
those.
20 something Jedi that
Yeah, I was like listening. I was listening for like Anakin, Mace, the big ones. I did not catch Ahsoka, so I have to rewatch this because like, which
they
is
said.
shameful. I feel bad because like Ahsoka is like one of my favorites, but I just didn't pick that up.
I didn't hear it, but they did say that both Alec Guinness Obi-Wan and Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan said
Ah,
something.
nice.
So that was really cool. But yeah, I'm satisfied, man. I know I'm not a Disney shill, as like people like to make that stupid comment. Like, I don't love everything that they put out because I don't even care for the animated stuff. Like, I've tried to like it. I've tried to watch it. It's not that I hate it. I just can't get into it. It's just
So
not
you're
my
not feeling
thing.
Rebels or
I've never seen Rebels. I've
no?
never seen Clone Wars. I've never seen
What? Okay,
any of that
that.
stuff.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna. That
It's
to
not
me
that
is
I hate it.
crazy.
I
No,
just
like
can't.
it's just crazy because the clone. Like honestly, I feel like the Clone Wars. Like I love like my daughter and I both like Rebels. So I'm not a lover of all things Disney either, but Clone Wars I just think was probably the best thing that ever happened to those prequels because it
Yeah.
explained it. It just made it make more sense.
I get it. Like I totally get that why people like it, why people enjoy it. I don't know why it does not resonate with me, and I have tried to make it resonate. Maybe when I have kids one day and I sit down and actually like make myself watch it, I've tried. And I think someone told me this is that it's really like the first season's kind of hard to get through,
Yeah.
but then it kind of picks up speed. But I have never gotten through the first season. I've watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes and then I just lose interest. But anyways, yep.
Okay.
So that's
Well.
our Star Wars recap. That was like 40 minutes long.
So hopefully someone who only afforded like 10 minutes isn't like, what? You
I
ruined
know.
this for me.
I know. Hopefully no one listens. I'm just gonna put a disclaimer, just to skip this podcast if you haven't seen Star Wars. Come back after you've seen Rise of Skywalker.
Or if you just want to hear two guys being dumb, or you don't want to hear that.
Just rambling about Star Wars, which is something that's enjoyable to do.
Absolutely.
So now we got what else we got now coming down the pipe? Episode 8 of Mandalorian's out today, and then we also got the Obi-Wan series coming out. Is it next year or the following year?
See, I think they're going to start shooting next year. That's from
Okay.
what I understand. So I can't imagine they're going to have anything before 2021.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
well, hopefully, I hope. I mean, obviously, I want them to. I want to see that as much as I, see it as soon as possible. But take your time, have quality content. Because, and I'll say this, like, I wasn't like I know like we had kind of texted a few nights before Rise of Skywalker was going to be you know, sent out to the theaters. It was going to go out debut or whatever, be released. And you were like, "Ah, you got your tickets yet?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have them." I wasn't like all that jazzed. But then just seeing the Mandalorian and like getting like super hyped about it and just how well it was done or it has been done or it is done. I haven't seen like last episode or this one. Um, but just how excited the community was and just like, how good it's been.
Yeah.
Um, I got like really excited about Rise of Skywalker. So I'm hoping that like, they take their time, they really do this well. Cause like, this is the sort of thing like Obi-Wan. I mean, the Mandalorian is cool, but you're talking about a character that just existed as a group, it was just a bunch of like, it was a society. It wasn't like, an established character where people, I mean, are really heartfelt about this. So if you come into this and you mess up Obi-Wan, I think you're going to get a lot of backlash and you're going to get a lot of people. I think you're going to get a lot of people who just love it because they want to see more Obi-Wan. Um, but also, you just take their time, like be, I'm sure they're aware. They're aware of like how sensitive people are to Obi-Wan. But you know what? I can wait. I can wait for quality content. Hopefully they'll bring out the Moon Knight show, at some point, and that can tide us over. But
What wasn't it the lady who did Jessica Jones who's doing Obi-Wan?
is she
I think it Deborah Chow. That's the lady who did
okay?
Jessica Jones. I think. I could be wrong, but she
Yeah,
did a couple episodes of Mandalorian, which I really enjoyed.
no, I mean I
I
like
think
Jessica Jones. So
she she could really knock it out of the park. I think what they're going to go, this is just my speculation. I think they're going to go super deep into the Force kind of religious side of things with Obi-Wan and kind of really dive deep into that side of it because he's going to be on Tatooine, I guess, like kind of like communing with the Jedi and probably have some adventures and stuff. But I think they're going to really dive deep into the mental part of it with
gotcha.
Obi-Wan because I could be totally wrong, but I think what they're going to do is explore how the relationship with the Force is with a quote unquote Jedi, and how that works. Because if you remember Jessica Jones, a lot of it was mental.
Oh
The
yeah,
the stuff
absolutely.
that
Yeah,
she went through was mental with what's his name? The the guy who played the Purple Man, what's his name?
I know who you're talking about, but
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
The bad guy. Anyway, he was really uh, a mental adversary. So I think that's what they're going to do. That's just my thematic guess of how they're going to go about it. And I recently watched last night actually a Obi-Wan fan movie that was like 15 or 20 minutes long, which was phenomenal. It was a fan on YouTube. It was called just Obi-Wan. And
speaking of fan, I oh my gosh, did you see did you see the video with baby Groot and baby Yoda?
no,
Have you seen this video?
no,
All right,
it's
I'm
on
gonna have to
YouTube.
send it to Vaz SW Pick sent it to me today. I'm gonna have to send this to you. I'll send it to you afterwards. Oh my god. It's basically like, baby Groot dancing, baby Yoda doing the whole button push thing, and then both of them end up dancing or something. But I mean, it's both funny and like super cute, and I don't know, like
Since you
my
haven't seen episode 7, it's like hard for me to like because I want to talk about Mandalorian. I
okay, well
really
let's agree to say I, I'm assuming you feel the same way as like Baby Yoda is awesome. I absolutely love this show. Um, but yeah, let's not don't please don't spoil it because
I'm not going to spoil it.
yeah.
I want to I don't know. I'm speaking, I guess, nebulously about the Mandalorian. Like you said, it was a great tactic by Disney to kind of put that out before Rise of Skywalker, get the hype, get the interest renewed for Star Wars fans, and I think they knew that this series is definitely going to satisfy the OG fans. And Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have a masterpiece.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just so good, man. Like, and they're geniuses at storytelling. The way that they make you so invested into a character like Mando, who doesn't even, you can't even see his face, and it's just like I feel like he gives a more compelling acting performance than like 9 out of 10 other actors that are on the main silver screen or the big screen that came out this year. Like they're just so good at storytelling. I enjoy it. I think season 2, I have like watched half of episode 8, but like season 2 is going to be even better.
Well, from what I understand, I guess I caught a comment from someone on like Instagram. It's not even being released overseas until what, like March or April? Like season one's not.
Yeah.
So they're like
So
super far behind.
Dan Leonard, which I haven't released his podcast yet. In the UK, they don't have it yet. Like he has to like bootleg it to be able to watch it, which is
Which is
stupid.
yeah, I don't understand. I guess there's like licensing or something. I don't understand like why they haven't. Just
He
because it's
explains it.
such a
Yeah,
big
he explains
deal.
it. I don't understand what the whole deal is with that, but like I can't even tell you. But yeah, it's stupid. Like every Star Wars fan can't enjoy it at the same time, and so they're having to like get like a VPN and be able to like get someone else's Disney Plus account and act like they're in the United States to be able
Okay,
to
that's
watch it.
well. If you got to go to those lengths to
It's
like
extreme
watch it.
lengths.
Yeah. I mean, dude, is torrenting even a thing still? Do people still do that? I
I don't
guess
know.
I don't even. That hasn't been a thing. Like I haven't, I haven't known people who do things like that, legally speaking, for quite a number of years. But yeah, I don't know. Like, because just catching comments are like, nope, I'm not gonna be able to see this until like spring. It's like this, and so like obviously it's just like people posting pictures, and especially like when you're on like Instagram,
Oh, I
obviously,
know.
and posting pictures like from the scenes, scenes
And then
from the show.
Hasbro themselves posted like a spoiler for actually episode 7, and they posted a spoiler like in the Hasbro Pulse, and then like someone commented, they're like, "Dude, I'm in the UK. Like, why are you posting spoilers? I haven't even seen the series." Like, and it's frustrating because I'm not an advocate for like torrenting or illegally downloading at all. Like I'm very much a proponent for supporting content, supporting creators, supporting people. Just if you don't have the money to be able to watch it, then just suck it up and don't watch it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's just my mantra. Like I really have a hard time with people that illegally download stuff. But and my brothers do it all the time, so I get on to them. But anyways, but with this I can understand why. Like, because it's just not fair. It's totally
Well,
unfair.
also like in a lot of respects, and this I don't know if this is a distribution thing or like what, but like I'll say this, like I don't know how you are where it is where you are, but like how like we've kind of chatted and you customized your or you weathered your Mandalorian, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'd love it, for you to do that, for me. Like I have not been able to find, like I found like one Mandalorian once, and I was able,
Mm.
like I pre-ordered the carbonized one, and was able to get that in. I have not seen this figure other than the one time, like it was just dumb luck at like a GameStop. I have not seen this figure since it was released.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like I don't know if it's just
I
obviously the
missed
show
out.
popularity, but you cannot find this figure anywhere.
No, you can't. I missed out on the Best Buy. I waited too long for the Best Buy, the heavy Mando, and it's sold out. I can't find it anywhere.
Well,
It,
I actually ended up ordering that. Like I just pre-ordered and had them send it to me, and I paid extra But it was just like, I need that. I want that heavy because that heavy is like really nice. But
I
you know,
know.
it's
I
a
waited. Here's what happened with this, and it's my fault. I should have ordered it. And I saw someone post. It was Yak Face, and they're like, "Okay, if you put in this discount code, you get like 20% off or something." So people were getting it for $22 shipped. And
oh
I didn't see it. For some reason my Best Buy account wouldn't connect, and so I waited like a week. I kept trying and trying and trying, and then it sold out. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was so upset.
oh man.
So
Well,
now I've
I'm
got to
kicking
like.
myself about like
And
not getting it on a deal.
instead of like getting it for retail, now I'm gonna have to pay like double retail. So I was
Well,
trying to get it for cheaper, but
and that's
I,
the thing. Yeah, if
yeah,
you don't get it, like people are selling these things on like eBay for like double the cost, and people are
yeah,
paying it because they really want that figure, and
yep.
oh, it just drives me nuts. Like I have not seen the Purge Trooper. I haven't
Yeah,
seen that around.
he's sold out, and then
I got
Cara Dune. You can't find Cara Dune either. Any of the Mandos except for
no
the Jawas, you can find those.
no I can see IG-11. I see over at
Oh, he's discounted at Best Buy.
Best Buy. Yeah, there's like 30 of them.
He's
Um,
discounted. He's like $15.
what else? Like the Battlefront, like the re-release of the Battlefront Shock Troopers. I went in like one day and I was able to. They had two of them, and I feel bad. I feel like a real scumbag, but I picked up both of them. Uh, hey, you know what? I figured they were getting more. Then like I think the next couple days later, I saw another one. Um, but I haven't seen those since. Like Commander Fox. Um,
The
I
Star
had to
Wars hype
actually.
is real right now, man. People
Oh
are
no,
going
it's not.
crazy for the Star Wars.
It's like no, I can see like the Ray, the new Ray. I'm trying to think and my target is horrible. It's just a horrible target. I mean, there's still like six or seven solo movie versions solo there. Moloch, there's like three or four of those. Um, I think other than that, there's just like ceremonial Luke and Wedge. Those are the figures that are there
Those are
right.
the peg warmers right now.
Those are and like I hate it that I haven't picked up Wedge and like the ceremonial Luke, and I'm kind of kicking myself, but I'm I don't know, man. Like I mean, I love Wedge too. I mean, he's just one of my favorites from the original trilogy, but I'm just like uh, eh.
So I don't know if you have a Meyer. It's like a grocery slash like kind of like a Walmart. It's Meyer stores over where you live, but we have two of them. Like I live in like the mecca of like Kentucky, where there's like two retail stores of every store. So like I get like if one Walmart doesn't have it, I have like four other Walmarts I can go to within like 5 miles of me that I can go check for other stuff. So I'm very lucky to be able to have access to all that. But anyway, so Myers, they did a sale the other day, or about no, actually about a week ago. They had all the Black Series was $10,
Oh, nice.
all Black Series, and so all the new figures that came in, and I snuck up on top of the shelf, and it's because I'm a giant, I'm 6'3.5", and I like climbed up there and there was like Sith troopers just like chilling up there, and I found them and got a bunch of figures for only $10 a piece.
Oh,
So
dude, that's incredible. Yeah.
yeah, deals are to be had right now. But
I should stop over at like Five Below, but every time I
oh,
go in there,
dude,
it's
I've been.
always what
Sorry,
is
I
it?
don't mean to.
Oh no, say like the only things that it's always Krennic, um, Cassian, and Jyn Erso. I mean, they have been there for like years. I don't understand why they haven't gotten rid of them. And I know like one day I'm going to kick myself for not having those just for like the day that I actually get off my bottom and do some customization. But it's like why don't I'm just like why don't I pick a few of these up and just kind of store them somewhere?
I
But
they'll probably come back and do like some updated with the face tech once they do the Cassian Andor series. I would think they would come back and like re-release those with the new face tech. I don't know. But since they were peg warmers, they may not. I don't know. But my Five Below, why the reason why I got so excited is because I had been scoring like all of the First Order Stormtroopers, like keep showing up there. So I keep getting First Order Stormtroopers for $5, and then I found the Royal Guard, Palpatine's Royal Guard, and I was like, yes. So I'm like army building stormtroopers for five
Man,
bucks a piece.
all right,
It's great.
I haven't been over there in a while. I'll have to check again.
Well, if
Um,
you okay, so here's the thing about Five Below. If they're not in one space, they've been putting them in weird places in my Five Below. So like
okay.
they've moved him around the store, and it's not a big store, but they were like on the bottom shelf. It's some weird place they normally are not at, and I found like three four-star or two first-order stormtroopers and the Royal Guard, and they had like DJ and they had Poe, and they had Ray, like the new Ray. Not the new one from
Like the
Rise of
Island
Skywalker.
Journey one?
Yeah, they had Island Journey and they had Phasma. So they're getting that old wave.
Okay.
But I know someone posted and saw they had a bunch of wrecks. I wish I would have seen that. They didn't have any wrecks at mine.
No. See, I haven't seen Rex there. But yeah, like it's been like all Cassian and Krennic, and Jen there for the longest time. And I think they started bringing someone else in. Oh, you know who it was? It was DJ Canto Bright DJ.
Nice.
And like I was just sitting there, I was like, you know what? Not even for $5 do I want that figure. I was like, if they paid me and then gave me candy, maybe I'm taking that figure out the door. I just and
He's
it's
a
not.
great he's a great figure for customs.
No,
Like,
he
doing
is. No, he actually looks cool. I'm like, like for customization, he looks like he would be cool. But
yeah.
it's like I hate that whole storyline so much from The Last Jedi. I just can't do it. I don't feel right about it.
Funny story about that guy. I was driving a guy in Lyft who I don't even know the guy's name, but he's apparently friends with Ryan Johnson, and
You
he's
mean
like
Benicio del Toro?
not Benicio. No, it's a funny story about Benicio del
Oh,
Toro.
okay. I'm sorry.
Who the guy who I was driving is I guess a writer for movies or a director or something. And he was like, yeah, like I know Ryan Johnson personally. He's really just gonna screw this up. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean he's gonna screw it up? And he was like he's like, yeah, like everyone like think he's awesome, but he's just gonna screw it up. And meaning like long term, like this was after The Last Jedi had come out, and he was talking about like the trilogy that they had kind of confirmed that Ryan Johnson was making, and he was saying that I think he's just jealous or something about him because like Knives Out apparently is amazing. That's Ryan Johnson's new movie.
That is supposed to be really good.
Yeah, so I think he was just out of pure jealousy because he didn't get the chance to direct a Star Wars movie, but that's just my speculation. But then he started going off on Del Toro, and he was like, yeah, Del Toro, man, he's just always got to have some tick like for a movie scene. Like the thing he did about the speech impediment, that wasn't written for his character. Like it wasn't in the script, and he made it while they were filming, and Ryan Johnson just, I guess because he was afraid of Del Toro, just didn't tell him to stop doing it. So he just went with, okay, cool. And from what I've heard, Ryan Johnson's like a really easygoing guy. Like he just doesn't like, he's a director, but he doesn't like tell people no. And so he just, I guess, left it in. So,
well, I'm not a Ryan Johnson hater. I know there are a lot of people who
right.
don't like it or whatever, especially with The Last Jedi, because I absolutely love Brick. That is just like one of my all-time favorite movies. It's just so good. But
and Looper was really good.
Well, I only saw part of that. So I do.
You don't watch it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put that one in the queue.
Looper's good.
It's kind of like with Joker that just came out. I actually bought that. I was like all jazzed to watch it, but like for the last week or so, it's been the kids and my wife here all the time. Now not so much my wife, but my kid. Obviously
that's not a kid movie at all.
Yeah, it's not really kid friendly.
Yeah.
When they want to watch Sophia the First and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Joker is just not going to cut it.
Yeah.
And thankfully
might scare some of the kids.
Yeah, it's like, Daddy, I can't go to sleep. What was it? My daughter had a little friend over, and like, he's 7 too. They're both in like second grade, and somehow I guess he knew about Pennywise. Now, like my daughter has seen Pennywise like at Target or whatever, like the Nika figures.
Yeah,
and so she understood that, but like my 2-year-old comes down, she's like, Dad, there's a clown underneath the upstairs underneath the bed. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, there's a clown. It's like Pennywise. And she was talking about like, now she obviously had never seen it. She didn't understand. But I'm just like, yeah, like, clowns are scary enough. People have phobias about clowns. So showing like, even like, just having the movie on in the background, like maybe something, whatever. And, the kid sees, Joker, I think could have like, lasting effects. Maybe a much greater appreciation for what Batman has to deal with, but I don't think I need to, introduce that to my children just yet. So
Right. At all. Yeah. I
he
am
has
not a
to.
scary movie person. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Sorry, I got distracted. I was looking at Big Bad Toy Store. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you know what? Well, I'm out there all the time, so uh, I can't fault you for that, man.
You know what's funny about Big Bad Toy Store is that I will cancel so many things and I don't feel any regret. Like I'll pre-order something and then I'll be like, why did I pre-order that? And then I can cancel it with no regrets and they don't even give you a hard time about it. That's what I love.
I don't feel bad either because they kind of bump their prices up just because.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like, especially like sometimes like I've found figures on there that are comparable, especially like with the Black Series re-release and all that stuff, um, or pre-orders and whatever. But there's a lot of figures where I'll just end up, I know that I'm paying like five, six, $7 more than if I pre-ordered at another site, or I could potentially pay more. But it's just like, it's kind of worth it to me to kind of have that buffer because I don't want to.
Especially with that pile of loot shipping, man.
Well, yeah, when you can put it all together, but like I always have like a tendency to get especially exuberant regarding figures, over exuberant even, and just have like pre-orders all over the place. And then eventually I'm just like, I ordered what? Oh, why did I do that? Ah, that's so dumb. Like what? Like why would I even like worry about that, particular, like, as you like the IP, we kind of chatted about this. It's like, why would I care about that? I was so dumb, but I just saw it somewhere else. I got all excited or whatever. So it
I
just
know.
gives me that leeway to be able to cancel and
Like I have that Mayfex Michael Jordan figure on pre-order right now, but I don't even know why. Like I don't even know why I do. And I maybe it's just because I had like a soft spot for Michael Jordan growing up. I was a basketball fan and stuff, but like I have like a Interbay uh 1/6 scale Michael Jordan figure right now that I'm just like I'm not even like jazzed about. Like why am I pre-ordering this? Like I don't even understand my thought process on it.
but you're not going to cancel it.
No, I'm gonna cancel it.
Oh, okay, okay,
It's
okay.
gonna get canceled, but I'm just sitting on it like thinking like maybe I want it. I don't know. And then like a month before, like when I see people like getting it in overseas, and I'm like, yeah, I'm canceling that. And I'll just cancel.
Well, I will say that is the one nice thing when you start seeing them kind of released overseas a few weeks before, and you're just like, yeah, I'm not feeling that. I'm just gonna go ahead and cancel that on Big Bad Toy Store. Of
Yeah,
course, if you
it
do
is
it like a
nice.
me, you kind of have to jump through some hoops, and if you're at kind
Oh,
of like a
dude.
last minute, you never get it canceled. But
I didn't tell you this, but I got my Ami account disabled. So
what?
yeah, so like I had canceled a couple of things that I got. Like I did the same thing. I got really excited and I kept trying to like justify like my pre-orders and I would get excited like you know how they post stuff at like midnight or whatever or 2 a.m. our time. So I had pre-ordered a bunch of stuff that I eventually just didn't really want. And so like, I had printed a bunch of Figma and just random stuff. And I was like, I don't want this. And so I tried canceling it. And then I was successful in canceling it. But then I did one of those things where if they like do a payment request and they like ask for your payment and then you don't pay, they like slap you on the wrist and say like, oh, we're going to cancel your account if you keep doing this. And I kept doing it. And I maybe did it like 5 or 6 times, which is ridiculous. But they finally were like, this is your last chance. And then I did it one more time and they canceled it. And I was like, ugh. But
Oh man.
yeah, I lost my account. But um, I'm not really stressed about it because Hobby Link Japan, they have a really good site too, and they have similar, not as much. Like, I feel like Hobby Link Japan doesn't get as many things as Ami Ami does. But
Well, I will say the one thing that I am bummed about, like the not paying thing through them, and I don't. It's like if I see the link, obviously I like to go. I kind of feel bad about like leaving that hang, but like the Vicious from Cowboy Bebop,
oh yeah,
that's been released, and I'm sitting here. I was like the other day, I was like, look, I kind of featured one on the fans page, and I'm like, yeah, mine should be coming in here soon. I'm surprised I haven't got an email yet. Well, I went out and looked, and of course it had been canceled, and I'm like, what the heck? Well, apparently, I guess they had sent out the link. I missed it, probably deleted when, I'm looking through like, 50 emails
oh,
in the morning. And like, yeah, so like I never paid. It got canceled, and I haven't like gone and got another one. I haven't just like ordered another one because then I went through that whole like, month long kind of
purge.
purge, yeah, where I just started like getting rid of things that, like as Marie Kondo would say, wasn't bringing me much joy, and just started selling figures. I'm like, you know what? I haven't shot it. I'm just gonna get rid of it. It's like, what's the point? And like even like great figures, like absolutely like stellar figures, but I'm just like, I'm not shooting it. I have the ones that I really have inspired me and like I really like, but I just need to get rid of some of this stuff because this is crazy. Just like the pile has gotten just unmanageable.
Yeah, it's it's a weird. I don't know how to describe this other than it's a weird like thing to navigate as a toy photographer because we all of us want to be able to like shoot different properties and IPs and not get stale by shooting the same IP, but at the same time, you can get so bogged down by having so many different
Oh
IPs
yeah,
that you
yeah.
can't even like get into like a flow. So it's like a weird like place to manage. Like right now, like I have just Star Wars, some DC, and I got that John Wick that you sent me, and I got like Punisher, and I really am trying just to like stay away from everything else. But the other figures, they just look so cool, and I'm like thinking of like all these shots I want to do, and I'm like I have to stay vigilant. I have to just stick with this one thing, because I'll get bogged down, and then I'll have to cancel stuff that I really want, and it's stupid.
Well, I feel the same way. It's like I just see a lot of things and I'm just like, that looks really cool. I want to shoot that. I want to kind of, well, it's like you see somebody that they'll take a shot and you're like, that looks really cool. I'd kind of like to try something like that, or I'd like to kind of move into that
Yeah,
direction. And then you get it, and like we've kind of had this conversation before, but you get something and it just doesn't speak to you in the same way.
yeah,
Um, like recently, I just kind of offloaded the in-game Captain America, and like I had like the, what is it, the Noda Studio, the shield, and like spinny hammer
yep,
and the custom head sculpt. I mean, and like I'll be honest with you, man. Like you put that custom head sculpt on there, with like the hammer and all that stuff. I mean, it looked amazing, and I'm just sitting there going, I got nothing. I mean, other than him just like staring straight at the camera, and like, well, I'll do that a lot anyway, where I'll just have like a figure kind of like just kind of paused in a moment and like not like it's a big deal. But like at least when I'm doing that and I'm taking the picture, there's some kind of, at least personal, there's a personal emotion. I'm feeling something at that point that I'm trying to at least convey.
yeah.
Um, and if it doesn't, then I failed in one aspect, but at least like when I took it, I can remember what, like, what I was thinking of at that moment for the most part. But like, yeah, that cap, I was like, well, I could have him like lift the hammer, have some lightning, and that'd be done before. I don't know where to go with this. So just got rid of that. I'm actually debating like the new, from Endgame, the new Iron Man, the weathered Iron Man.
Yeah.
I have that on pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. I just saw it last night. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just get not do that? And but like I'm like, maybe I will, because I guess I could always offload it if it doesn't speak to me. But like I have the 50 and the 85 now. I don't really need a weathered version. It's not gonna it's not going to transform like the collection. So I don't know.
Dude, okay, so speaking of like Marvel stuff that is like hype train that I had a hard time with. So like back last year actually, I pre-ordered a bunch of Marvel Hot Toys on Sideshow.
No, well, I was actually going to just ask you about that, but I didn't know if you wanted me to kind of go off into that realm.
Yeah, like I pre-ordered a bunch and like I pre-ordered too many. And so I was like thinking, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like go on this Marvel Hot Toys train. And we had talked about it and I was just like, I'm all in on Hot Toys and which is great. I mean, if you have the budget for it. And I did at the time and I really don't at this moment. But so now I'm like kind of like having mad regret because like I did all these deposits and now I can't get those back. I'm
Oh
like,
no, yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like I'm like I haven't canceled any of them, so I'm just like having to like really consider what do I want to do. So the only ones that I'm not going to cancel are now there's a couple of Spider-Man ones that like they didn't require a deposit, which is nice. So like uh the Homecoming one with like the homemade suit and inside the new he was like in a vision or something in the new movie.
Okay, yeah.
And that comes with like a drone. I'm not canceling that one. That one looks cool. And then there's the Mysterio. I'm on the fence with Mysterio. Like I kind of want it, but at the same time, like that dome head has like a weird like what's the word? It has
Like a
like
Halo sort of thing on it? I haven't looked at
no,
it, so.
it's so the way they designed the figure, like they have to like make a crease in like where the dome is to be able to make it. I don't know. It's like there's a line in it, and you can. It's like very visible, and it doesn't look like a dome. It looks like two pieces of plastic that are stuck together, kind of. And so, from some angles, it looks great, and in some angles, it looks really really bad. So I'm like trying to decide if I want to cancel that. And then, of course, I got the Hot Toys Mandalorian on
I was going to
pre-order.
ask you about that because I was just looking at that yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, I pre-ordered him because he sold out on Big Bad Toy Store for pre-orders, and I was on the fence, and then I was just like the Mandalorian hype is so strong that I was just like, okay, I got to, and so I pre-ordered that one. I'm probably not going to pick up the Heavy Mando from Hot Toys just because I don't really want him. I mean, he's cool. I just really wanted. Here's what I'm probably gonna do. I'm probably just gonna get Mando, and if they do a life size Baby Yoda, I'm getting that Baby Yoda.
Yeah. Well,
And then
I
yeah,
thought about the Mando. Because it just looks so good. It
it
does.
does. It does.
Like just the cloth, the soft goods. I mean, it looks like the show.
I'm not a fan of the Beskar version as much as I thought I'd be. I actually like the more mismatched
Oh yeah,
kind of
yeah. That
look.
I prefer that to the new armor upgrades. I like the original, like how it was released. The figure was released, in the first episode.
Yeah, but I say that, and they'll put one up for pre-order, and I'll probably pre-order it, like the one with the heavy Beskar. But then I also got okay, so I got in-game uh, Scarlet Witch, not Scarlet Witch. What's the other girl, chick?
Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow. I got in-game Black Widow on pre-order. I have in-game Cap, and I got that Night Monkey, whatever one, the
Oh yeah, like when he's
that
got the
Spider-Man. I
purple
love that suit,
outfit.
dude. That suit looks cool. And I got a couple more that I probably need to cancel. But yeah, so and then I have like 40 pre-orders on Big Bad Toy Store that I have to like really consider about canceling, which most of them are just Baby Yoda stuff.
Well, yeah, I've got to go kind of clean out the Big Bad Toy Store. I think I have a few. Actually, I did pretty good, like a few, like last week or the week before. I kind of went out and cleared out a bunch of stuff. Now, it's sad that I actually do have a few on Sideshow yet. That got the Punisher War Machine one.
Oh yeah.
I'm so excited about that one. And then what is it?
Did you
looking
get
at
the
it.
Bumblebee? Yeah, the
I did, yeah, yeah.
3-day
And
Bumblebee.
Wing coming in. So oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And that's what like I was debating getting Optimus Prime. I had him on pre-order and then I canceled it because I was just like, come on, man, we gotta kind of
Rein it
just
in.
well, I guess I'll put this out there. Like my wife and I, we're going to have a major kind of upgrade, redesign of our kitchen. So there's going to be, this is not a cheap option. This is not like one of those things that where you sit there going, well, we're just going to get like new appliances. No, this is like a complete gut and redesign. So I'm just sitting here like thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to spend, pay for all this and blah, blah, blah. And I've got all these figures. So I went and canceled a bunch of stuff. But as an aside, like my wife for Christmas just got me a gift certificate to Sideshow. So yesterday I was actually out there trying to look for a figure, and I was kind of thinking about picking that Transformers one back up, or excuse me, Optimus Prime. Um, but I remember, like, I don't know if you remember, like last year when I had started that 52 weeks of Jack Burton.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I failed pretty miserably at that. I think I ended up 8 weeks and then just kind of
You did
abandoned
pretty
it.
good though. I mean, I was surprised you got 8 weeks in.
Well, I got 8 weeks. So I told my wife I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try it again this coming year. And I'm like, I need to find a figure. I've got this gift certificate, so I want to find one. And I kind of had a few options. I was like, here, here. And I made the classic rookie mistake. I'm like, why don't you look through like these and like kind of point one out to me, or that you think would be kind of cool. And she's like, really? These are how much these figures cost? And I was like, oh.
Oh
I was
no.
like, you are dumb. So rookie mistake. I'm such an idiot. But anyway, so this is kind of funny. So she like points out, she's like, well, you should get this Wonder Woman, like the Justice League Wonder Woman. And I was like, yeah, really? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, looked at it, I was like, it's a pretty awesome figure. It's definitely different than something else I'm going to do. But anyway, so I started looking. I was thinking about like the Mythos, Obi-Wan.
Ooh, that'd be
Uh,
a good one. Yeah.
well, I thought about that and I was going to, but I see that all over the place. So I ended up actually just ordering that Wonder Woman last night. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. My wife was like, yeah, she wants to shoot it too, practice her portraits and stuff. And I'm like, it'll be good for both of us. And it is,
Was it
it's
the Hot Toys? The Hot
yeah, the
Toys?
Hot Toys one, the
Yeah.
Justice League version with like the fur coat,
That's a
cloak.
beautiful.
Oh, it's
Yeah, that's a
amazing. It's
beautiful figure.
amazing. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. But then like that night, like because I had put in for the wait list, the John Wick from John Wick 2 came available. And
Oh.
well, here's the thing. It's so funny. Like, because it was late at night. I didn't get much sleep. I looked at it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, this just becomes available on the same day I buy
Wonder Woman.
Woman. I was like, I can't. I wonder if I could cancel and just order this. Was that gift certificate still going to be valid? Whatever. Well, it turns out I slept on it. I was all stressed out about it. Then I came in the next like this morning, and it's not even being like this, I guess, re-release or whatever for the waitlist isn't even coming out until October 2020. So I was just like, all right, you know, I'll go ahead and get the Wick, and I probably will regret it because I'm assuming by that time I'll have the Mezco, um, and I might be wicked out. But
So you canceled the Wonder Woman and got the Wick?
no, I didn't. I ended up actually just pre-ordering. Go ahead and getting the Wick. Go ahead and pre-ordering that too. Put the reservation down because it doesn't. Like I said, it doesn't ship until like October or November, December timeframe.
Oh, so it's like another batch of them they're doing?
Yeah, yes, because I've seen it out.
Oh, gotcha.
And like I asked if some people like on Instagram, like, hey, like, how do you like it? I was like, I wish they still had this because I've seen Tom, like,
Oh yeah.
and like, this is like I'm so dumb, and this is just me being dumb because I mean, like, partly like one, I love the John Wick character, so it's not just like getting the John Wick figure, but like I see his pictures. I mean, he just does such an amazing job with them, and I'm like, yeah, that I want to do that, and like, which that's like watching Mario Andretti going, yeah, I want to drive like that, and it's just not going to happen, but pretty excited. So anyway, I guess like that was funny. That was kind of like a funny moment to, and seriously, I stressed about like, do I want the Wonder Woman? Do I want like Batman? What do I want that's going to speak to me for 52 weeks? Because usually like 3 or 4 shots is easy, but trying to come up with like, even like I found with like, that Jack Burton, I love that figure, but he's got this kind of open mouth, kind of dopey sort of look to
Yeah,
him.
he
Like he's
does.
confused, like and like from the movie. Well, she's kind of got like this slight open mouth thing going on too, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like if I was like, I don't want. So I think this is going to be a lot of story fodder. I don't necessarily think this is going to make the main feed, but I'm going to try, man. I'm really going to go for it. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of like situations you could put Wonder Woman in. I'm trying to think. You could what kind of backdrops you could use. You could definitely put her like if you took her outside and did some like stuff in the forest. You could do some stuff with that.
Well, the goal was like, especially like with Jack Burton, is like I don't feel comfortable with like digital backgrounds. I hate them. I just stress about them. I get all like freaked out. So I was like, that was sort of the goal, was to shoot with like digital backgrounds and kind of get practice, and plus like work on portraits because I'm not really comfortable with those. And I don't know, it just kind of went. It didn't really go anywhere. So I'm hoping that this kind of go around that I have more success or at least more follow through.
I have some files that I'm thinking about trying out for 3D printing that are like these massive trees. But they take forever to print. They take like 2 days to print, but they're like super tall. They're like 2 feet tall.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're like they have all these different beautiful like gnarled trees that are just that you can size them to do like for 112 or you could do them for 1/6 scale. So if you ever need any fodder, any background pieces, maybe I can help you with that.
No,
But
absolutely, man. Absolutely.
they're massive. Like I've been wanting to print these out, but I'm like kind of scared to like dedicate that much time to printing because if it fails, like it's such a heartbreaking thing. Like if you're like halfway through the print and you like walk in on it and it's like just over there dying and it's like, oh, you gotta start all over. But
I can't even imagine how big like 2 feet. That's insane. I mean, is it modular? Is it?
no, it's one static piece
Oh my.
of a tree. Yeah, it's just I'll send you the pics of it. It's pretty cool. I mean, like they have one that's like got like an opening that kind of like you could definitely put a figure inside of the opening, kind of like Stranger Things. How like
Oh, nice. Okay.
yeah, they have like beautiful files for these trees. But
What was it I found on YouTube? I was watching this like Luke Towan or something. He does model railroading, like diorama building for model railroads, and it's,
mhm.
it's like HO scale, so it's pretty small. But he had like these ones for making trees using like a basket liner, kind of
Mhm.
like coconut liner, coconut fiber liner. So I tried like my hand at making. I have a tree. It's out in my garage. I kind of painted it. I haven't kind of followed through. So my goal was to kind of go back and revisit that and try to create some like little trees and start doing some forest scenes again because I kind of abandoned that. Um, I don't know why. I just got caught up in like these like city shots, and what have you. But that's kind of the goal. Like if I ever get off my like I said, my get off my laziness, get out of my
Yeah,
laziness and do some dio stuff.
some of the only things that like shooting wise that I've never done that I've always wanted to do and I will get to one day is like more Japanese inspired kind of like samurai stuff
Oh,
and
nice.
just having like like how Johnny does the kind of woodland scenes with
Yes.
like
Yeah.
super deep backgrounds. Like he's got like 4 or 5 massive trees in the background. Like I love those scenes. Like I wanted to try to do like my own version of that. I just haven't. Like that's why I was thinking about printing those trees to be able to do stuff like that. And I just didn't. I could easily make those with foam, but like the hard part is like dedicating the time to like
Yeah.
doing that. So But,
You know, the one thing I've always wanted to try, and I can't, for the life of me, I can't think of the guy's name. And I'm sure there's multiple people who do it. Like Warrior Evans, I mean, he's very into ACBA, does some incredible work. But I forget, it's like this person does a lot of like transformer stuff, and they have like fire and stuff kind of printed out, and you'll see
uh,
that kind of like as this foreground element. Um, and it's like the coolest thing. Um, and I've always wanted to try something like that where it's like kind of a printed fire, but the way it's put into the foreground and whatnot, it adds such a really cool. But it's not
I'm
just like fire. Excuse me. It's just not like
not
fire
sure.
itself. It's a lot of different elements, like people who have like cutouts of people and stuff like that. It's just a really neat element, and it's something I don't see very often.
So he's using it as like a blurred kind of foreground.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And you just see that, like, because you see people like with like well, especially in the ACBA or like the kapow and the punch and whatever.
Hmm.
This is more like a fire and if I ever come across it, I'll shout out. And if anybody out there, if you stuck around this long, knows who I'm talking about. But it's a lot like if I remember correctly, it was a lot of Transformer stuff, and I don't know why. I probably have it like flagged somewhere, down in my feed. I don't want to have to sit here and go silent for like 10 minutes while like everything that I've ever kind of saved or flagged, I try to find all that stuff. But it was really just such a cool element. And I've always, I've got the printer and I'm just like, you should do that. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay. Cool. Oh, that's good. Whatever. And then just go do something else. So.
See, this is why you need a 3D printer, man.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, like I sold all those figures. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to earmark. I'm going to gear this money towards that 3D printer, and then I saw that deal, or not really a deal, but I saw that 112 Ronin, and I was like, all right, I really want that figure, and I did just sell a lot of stuff that I don't want to take pictures of, so let's just transfer some funds from there. So,
Nice. Yeah, I
yeah.
want that figure too. He's been on my list for a long time. I don't remember why I missed that pre-order. Like I don't even know why I did, but yeah, he's on my list. I want
He's
that one.
Well, that's Samurai Gomez too. We were kind of talking about that. I think I have that wait listed. I'm on the wait list for that.
Oh, I'm on the wait list too, but I don't think it's going to get converted because he's so popular.
Oh, and he's so awesome. I mean, just seeing the pictures of him, I'm like, oh, please, please come through.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that, I guess, the Pink Skulls Club. I'm on the wait list for that. And
Which
what
is
is?
surprising because they did double, like they did, or not a double, but like they had, I guess, more produced than they expected. So like they did like two pre-orders for that. So I'm surprised that you didn't get converted for that one.
No, not yet. Of course, I'll probably go out to my email and I'll see that I'm being charged a boatload of money.
Mm.
Um, I was actually secretly hoping that that was going to be the case. That not that I was going to get charged a lot of money. That's not like a desire of mine, but that like that email was going to come through. It's like, yay, it's Christmas all over again.
I
But
know.
no, I've had opportunities to buy it from people, but then I'm like, well, I think I don't know if I'm going to get charged like the holding fee or whatever, like the reservation fee if I'm on the wait list. So if I cancel that wait list, do I get paid charged like that reservation fee? So I'm not really
No.
sure.
No,
Okay.
there's no fee for there's no fee for that.
So I might revisit that and see if like maybe I can get that um, from a third party. Because that was kind of like one thing that I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get hit with this. And like next thing you know, I'm going to have two sets of these and I'm going to be out a lot of money. And I'm not prepared for that.
You know what I'm surprised that you haven't done, which I don't know. I mean, it's just up to you, but I'm surprised you haven't made any like posts in your feed or story about like just offloading a bunch of stuff or trades. Like you could totally like if you're looking for those pink skulls, I'm sure like someone's out there that's just like not hyped on them anymore, and you could just trade for them
Well,
for
that's a
some
good idea because
stuff you got.
because I've got stuff like that I'm definitely want to get rid of, and I'm not using anymore. I haven't really used all that much, and like you said, we talked, like you get it, and you're just like, that looks cool, but I'm just not. It's just not working for me right now.
Yeah, just like be like, okay, I've got this, that, and the other, and then see, this is what I'm looking for. Like I'm looking for a pink skull set, and I'm looking for uh what was the other thing you're looking for? Samurai Gomez, like
Same Gomez,
some
yeah.
some Mezco stuff, and if someone wants to trade, then boom, there you go.
All right. I've kind of thought about it, but I just haven't. I don't know why. I guess maybe just I didn't want to like pepper the feed with like kind of advertisements.
I knew
Um,
that. I knew that's why you didn't do it. I was thinking that I was like, he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to mess up his feed. I knew it.
and I'm not even like a huge like I need my because I know I was like I forget who you were talking to, where you were talking like you had to have the three set up and everything had to be perfect, and like I'm not that bad. I mean, if you look at my feed, I'm actually looking at it right now just because I wanted to see if there was like any consistency with like tonal wise. Yeah, I mean pretty much, but like colors, I'm all over the place. I
So
don't really have
lately
no
for Jacob,
consistency.
like my personal account, like is I try to do like light pictures, like lighter tones, and then like darker tones. Like it's like so that way, whenever you're scrolling through, they pop out more. So like if
Oh,
you
nice.
have
Okay.
so that's like I've been trying to do that with my personal toy photography one, and then I'll do like a little bit of customs in there and stuff. But that way, when people are scrolling through, they can see because I feel like back when I was doing a lot of darker stuff, it was hard to like differentiate the pictures when you're scrolling through. It's like they all just look dark and muddied. And so if I do a light one next to a dark, then I feel like it gets seen more.
I'm gonna have to start trying that. Of course, I don't really think that far ahead. I just get an idea and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with that. I'm just gonna play.
I didn't used to. I just started doing that recently last couple months. I was just like, I'm just gonna try this. And Jason's the one that used to be uh, was the one that would go through and have everything calculated and
Maybe
organized.
that's who it was. Like you were talking with working with us and
Yeah.
having he was talking about like having the three and all that. And
Yeah, he's so organized about it. He's way far advanced in his organizational skills. Shout out to Jason. Oh, by the way, Jason got to go to the premiere of Rise of Skywalker with the cast.
oh, get out.
Yeah, dude. He was okay, so he hopefully I want to get him on another podcast here soon and do a roundtable with him. He got to go and see the movie with JJ and everybody like at the premiere.
Oh my God, that's incredible. That's so awesome, man.
I know he got to go
I'm so
because he was.
jealous right now.
I was watching his story feed and I was like, "Are you in California right now?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'm at the premiere." And I was
Well, I
like,
saw
"No
his feet,
way."
but he was doing that with like all the toys. So I just thought he was just doing like a
If
toy.
you if you watched it on, I think it was like that Tuesday of when Rise of Skywalker was released, he got to go because he was the one of the winners for the Star Wars Fan Awards contestants. Like he was one of the winners. They flew out all of, I guess they flew out. I don't know if they paid for their flights, but they got to go to the premiere. And so he was there like dressed up in a suit and like got to meet John Favreau and Bob Iger and everybody. Like he was getting selfies with everybody. And I was like, dude, I am so happy for you right now because you deserve it. That was
That's
awesome.
incredible. Good for him, man.
I
Good for
know,
him.
man.
Yeah, that's a memory that I would not shut up about.
He was representing the community so well.
Well, no, he does. He does. That's incredible, man. I mean, just couldn't happen to a nicer guy too. So
Right? I
it's
mean,
kind of nice when like really nice good people get rewarded and get to represent like our community, right?
that's what I told him. I was like, dude, like there couldn't be a nicer person to represent the toy community there. Like he's got that charisma. All right, I had to do something that was bugging me. I had a for some reason like since you mentioned the feed thing, I noticed on my 112 collective page I had like one photo that was like posted twice. So I had to go fix that real quick. Okay.
You know what? I bet I've done that on mine. Because sometimes I'll be like, man, have I posted this before? I feel like I feel like I probably have, and I just
Yep.
didn't. And then like I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. I mean, there's like 1,000 pictures on there, and
Well, what
shout out to
happens with
everybody who tags fans, but it's like I, I just can't. That could take me a while, and it's because I miss and like even if I know something's there and I'm specifically looking for it to kind of scroll through, like
right?
I'll miss it and I'll be like, I know I put something like that out there, and then it takes me like 10 minutes. So to specifically look for something that's a duplicate is yeah, forget about it.
Well, what happened was I had posted like these two pink skulls, like art pieces, and then all of a sudden the KG Beast promotional stuff came up, and I was like, I totally forgot that was going to go up, and then I went ahead and posted that, and then because my flow in my feed was messed up because I'd only posted two of the pink skulls, I had to go archive those two and then repost them. So I accidentally forgot to archive one of those art pieces.
I'm actually looking at your feed right now, man.
I fixed it. I fixed it. It's
God,
better now.
I love that Nate, that figure fan Nate Christmas one. That's
Oh,
awesome.
dude, isn't that awesome?
That's the
That's
best
a
picture.
great picture,
I
man.
love that picture.
Shout out to Nate, man. He's such a great guy.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And I love the one you did with did you see did you see that guy that commented on 112? He said, "Are they supposed to be singing?"
Yeah,
And
they're really aggressive singing.
I just put one of those emojis of like my face in my like my hand in my face. I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, well, it was funny, man. I hadn't even, like this is one of those, you know, truth, truth sessions. I hadn't even opened Aquaman yet, but I'm like, I got to put Aquaman in here. I want to break him out. So I didn't know what I was going to do. Like I didn't have that plan when I was taking the picture, and then when I saw the yell face, um,
Perfect.
Aquaman, I was like, all right, this will work out perfectly with the Punisher. So that was awesome. But
I love
yeah,
that scene with the piano and the tree and the little. Did you digitally put in those little
oh yeah, like all the presents,
the
the
present?
stockings. Now, like the hat with like Aquaman's trident, that's obviously real. But like the cat and the beer glasses are real. But like the piano is real. Like so, all that was real, and like the rug, and the tree, but the lights, the Merry Christmas, the presents,
It looks good, man.
like that was just like. And I'm not a photo. I mean, I work in Photoshop when I'm doing like color corrections and color grading and stuff. Uh, but I'm not. I don't feel like super comfortable compositing, but
Mm.
I've kind of like eased up lately. Just like what, whatever. I'm just gonna do it, and if it doesn't look great, then just live with it. But yeah, so when I got done, I was like, you know what? That's not atrocious. So kudos, good job. Merry
Hey,
Christmas, everybody.
I, I enjoyed it. I'm looking at my feed right now, and I just realized I've only posted like
Well, I was
20
gonna ask you, man.
shots
You
this
haven't
month.
posted in ever. What the heck's going on?
Dude, I've just been so busy, man. I've been so busy with family and stuff, and I have not made 112 a priority, but I'm gonna get back on there and post today.
Well,
But
I was thinking more in. I just figure like with the holidays with 112, but I mean in regards to your own account, the last one you
oh,
posted was that Aquaman, which was awesome, and then just nothing.
oh yeah, dude. Yeah, my personal stuff, that's been on the back burner for a minute. Yeah, once I got the Aquaman in and I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and shout out to Trevor. If Trevor ever comments on any of my photos, I know they're good. And so like Trevor commented and he's like, "Nice shot." And I was like, "Yes, I got Trevor's approval."
I always feel the same way. Like every once in a while, I'll get like Tom or like Trevor to comment, like, you know what? I must have really got something right on this one.
I know I
That's
have
fine.
that seal of approval from Trevor, so I feel like okay, it's a good
Like,
shot.
Twitter approval stamp.
I know. Like if Johnny likes one of my pictures, Johnny's so I do shout out to Johnny, but you are so stingy with likes, man. He won't like it. He's like, nah, dude, it's
It's like,
not
no,
right.
That doesn't meet my standards.
No, but I respect it. Oh man. Okay, so Hot Toys just posted this. We're all over the place today, but Hot Toys just posted their promo pics with the unmasked head sculpt for Tom Holland, and he looks kind of weird. He looks like he's got like the flu. I pre-ordered that. I pre-ordered that figure actually.
I will say, like, I don't know, it's hit or miss. I feel like kind of the same way with like Bandai with the figure arts. Now, of course, with like Hot Toys, you're talking a lot more money. But every once in a while, man, you just get there and go, "This is what you should be good at."
I'll just sell that head sculpt.
Yeah.
Get like $50. Yeah, I'm never gonna post it with. I'm never gonna have that head on the actual figure. I'll just have Spider-Man's head. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay. But yeah, man, I mean, we have been all over the place today. This is kind of what the roundtable's for, just jibber jabbering. Like if you enjoyed this, man, if you really thought it was enjoyable content, then please like send us a message and tell us that you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, please tell us you didn't enjoy this so we can figure out maybe a better format for this, because we're still kind of figuring it out.
Maybe a little bit more structure, I think.
Yeah, maybe a little more structured next time.
I think a format like this is basically plays to my worst tendencies to ramble. So.
And I feel like I, being a podcast host, like tried to make you ramble more. So I encourage the rambling. So
in like 15 or 20 minutes, maybe like an hour, I'm just going to say, I said what?
I tried to have some sort of structure to it, like, but it wasn't like pre-planned. I just as I went along.
And I think like you definitely kind of stressed to the listeners that none of this was like this was definitely an ad hoc sort of a podcast. There was no plan, structure, or outline that was thrown out there.
Which is kind of cool with Anchor. They actually have an option whenever you post an episode to make it a bonus episode instead of a numbered, because they have it with whenever you post an episode, they have like a list of numbers, and you can go bonus or extra material. So I'm going to post this as a bonus.
Okay. All right. Well.
And then I've got to edit Trevor's tonight, and I'm going to try to post Trevor's either tonight or tomorrow, and that way we'll have some stuff for the good people out there for the New Year's to listen to.
Well, I start my commute again starting Monday, so I definitely need a new episode.
Well, you're gonna like Trevor's, man. He's got so much wisdom and knowledge. It's
awesome,
gonna be a good one. Well, everybody, thank you for listening. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Thank you for listening. Thank you for enjoying this podcast and everything that we all got going on. Scott is the admin of SH Figure Arts Fans, if you didn't already know. He's also got his own account, Scott Blyne, and I myself, I do too much. So I've got Dagobah Days, 112 Collective, Dagobah Custom, Star Wars Toy Picks, and ToyPhotoCast. And then in the new year, we're going to get some more guests on. So if you have any recommendations, or if you yourself would like to be considered to be a guest for the podcast, please send me a message and we will start the process. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. And this is Dagobah Day signing out. Scott, I'll leave it to you, man. Whatever you want to say, bro.
Okay. Happy holidays and happy New Year to everyone out there. Thank you for having me on here, and thank you for listening, those who kind of took the time, and hopefully didn't spoil Rise of Skywalker for you.
Oh, it's definitely spoiled.
Well, hopefully, if you hadn't seen it, then what are you waiting on? Yeah,
right. Maybe they were just waiting on our expert review.
Obviously, yeah. So now they can go in there like prepared, have a few things to kind of look for.
Exactly. May the Force be with you. Peace.
Later, everyone.